Hello and welcome to this 7-7 video. On this portal today, the 7-7 Divine Alignment, a serious portal opening in aligning you more to your soul path moving forward from here. And it may feel that there are things crumbling away or falling apart or potentially not flowing or working. That may not resonate for you, and that's equally fine. It is a recalibration, and there's the opportunity to recalibrate every single day when you wake up and get up in the morning to intentionally choose your attitude and choose your intention and how you want to dominate your day with your energy. As your energy, your subconscious mind, everything is creating what is in your reality. And if you find lately that you're not enjoying some aspects of things happening in your reality or what is unfolding, if you feel that there's been an internal shift, yet your reality is not quite matching up to your assumption or expectation or commanding from within you, within your energy, a key thing is to maintain attitudes of gratitude and harmony in your body, because then you're not going to fall into the energetics of being in resistance, in thinking or believing anything is bad or wrong, in which you perpetuate that energy and start to create more of that from your mental energy. But to pour your attention into where you truly want things to expand and grow. And I'm seeing now how that is gene key of this week. Well, the 6th to the 12th of July of almost like a Jupiter expansion. What you're focusing on and what you're pouring into now is expanding, and to be very mindful and aware of your thoughts and your vibrational state and what you're choosing to give focus attention to. And while the 7-7 is masculine in energy, is a seven number and about taking action and moving towards the goal that you want to manifest, it also merges and combines into the number of 14, which is 5, and also the 2025 coming into energy of 9. And they are feminine numbers and also numbers of completion in the 7-7-2025. So there's the energy of needing to balance the masculine and feminine energies and bringing more of the feminine out in it truly being the 7-7 being the 5 number, and the surrender to the divine feminine and some restfulness of inner stillness, of meditation, of allowing yourself to be receptive to what comes to you, energy of surrender, so that you can incubate what it is that you're creating or giving birth to. And this has been coming out in the cards the last couple of days. I was full focus mode and something I've been working on creating aside from this on YouTube here, and really feeling that strong energy of the Empress, which has come out in tarot, and how you're pregnant with something at this time, even if you're male, like to feel that something is building momentum within you, in your energy, in your focused attention, in your awareness that you want to create something. You've been working on something for some time and nurturing it and nourishing it and taking care of it and consistently showing up and taking action steps. And to know that if that's you and you clicked on this video and this is resonating, that those action steps and that energy is compounding over time. And you may feel this kind of contraction expansion, which may lead you to falling into energies of questioning or fear, worry, doubt, and this dualistic energy of Gemini. And Uranus has moved into Gemini today, actually, as well. So that energy is really amplified. And where what I have just mentioned up until now, why this matters is mindfulness and being aware of your thought states, that if you're in overthinking, if you're feeling clouded somehow, if you feel that your auric field has been affected, is extra sensitive at this time. I shared a post on this just recently of feeling in the collective people are even more sensitive to energies and things going on in their external reality, and how if you're not clear in your own energy, in your own frame, you're not clear in your own self-concept and your focused attention on what you're giving your attention to for creative purposes, to build towards your dream, to create more of the reality that you're wanting to be creating, that you'll allow yourself to be swayed or influenced by these external dynamics and conditions or other energies and things outside of you. So it's taken me from there. Thank you for following me so far. There are a lot of things that I knew I wanted to talk about. So the 7/7, Uranus having moved into Gemini, the focus on your creative process and how you are activating even more of that within you. You may feel that you have had a resistance almost today to productivity or action steps and wanting to surrender and rest. The angel card was surrender for today, which I'll read out in a moment. And I have something that may support you with that surrender if you listen to this later today, this evening, before sleeping, which would be great to really allow that alignment in your restful sleeping state, taking that into the subconscious mind to allow even more recalibration and starting a new day tomorrow. Excuse me, I just have some incense burning over there, smoke coming in my face. Confirmation. Okay. So from there, yes, I wanted to point out the sensitivity or the auric field to pay attention to any of these signs if you feel that any of this is resonating for you and how you may be feeling in your energy at this time, and to guide you in a practice that can help cleanse your auric field and make you feel stronger and more grounded in yourself. And walking in nature can do that for you naturally, being amongst the trees. If you feel that you've been experiencing sudden mood swings, feeling that you're heavy or you're irritable or you're frustrated somehow or you're anxious and maybe for no real clear reason, that just feeling this bubbling up within you, this can be because it's been taken on from someone else into your field, or you're feeling things collectively and you may have the hypersensitivity to that at this time. And maybe someone else's emotional state and not even your own. If you feel that you've had constant fatigue, if you've been tired, even after resting, even after sleeping, and you feel kind of drained, especially after being around certain people in certain environments or interactions, or perhaps through using devices because of the EMF, the electromagnetic field energy from that. If you've had mental fog and you can't focus quite so much on what you're doing and give it your full undivided attention, we have in today's society, there's so many distractions and people are so distractible that this affects you taking action forward in being the creator and in really pursuing your dreams and creating the reality that you prefer. So being a non-negotiable version of yourself and really focusing on maintaining that mental clarity serves you in directing your energy forward in getting rid of, shedding the past and saying, this is not irrelevant to who I am now and my refined self-concept and moving forward. That needs to be your focus. So if you feel that you're not able to focus, your aura may be clouded with external thought patterns or energetic noise from your reality, your environment, and this is why going into nature or meditative states or retreating. And today the 7/7 energy is an invitation for that to retreat and to align, to go quiet, to listen, to tune in, and to be receptive to what comes to you for your own sense of clarity and focus. If you are getting sensations of avoidance coming up in you, if you feel repelled by certain energies or uneasy around certain individuals or because of a certain dynamic, and then perhaps you are aware why, perhaps you can't quite explain why, maybe feeling some kind of resistance to things, that can be a sign that your aura is being affected or influenced by something or someone else, and to come back to yourself and to get clear on your own intuition, whether or not something is serving you, whether or not something is moving forward with you. Also in connections, if something aligns with your highest values and your purpose and your mission and your vision in moving forward. If you find that you've been overthinking conversations, if things have been playing around in a loop in your mind, in having talked to someone, but then the next day is still relaying the conversation or the feeling states from that, or envisioning or imagining other things that you would say or interject into that conversation, that this is a sign of having a porous boundary and not being clear in your own frame. So if you replay any interactions in your head that energy may still be hooked into your field. And it's a sign for you to do some energetic cleansing. You can do salt water rituals, you can sea swimming, time in nature, grounding yourself again, even setting an intention or declaring, I release myself from this energy now, thank you, and so it is, or I breathe out all energies and emotions that are not mine. And you can cleanse yourself, visualizing even in the shower. My aura is cleansed and sealed, so all but my I am self and the Christ vibration. Thank you, Mother Father God, and so it is. You could say that to yourself. You could ask for your chakras to be unified, the 12 chakra system to be cleansed and unified, and to come back into harmony. And you can declare, when I step out of the shower, my aura is cleansed and sealed, and I'm encased in golden liquid light and protected. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. You can declare these things as your word, as your wand, and even in silently intoning them to yourself, you're speaking to that God force within you and commanding and declaring and being the creator, the director, the producer of your own show from your internal landscape, with it being that it's coming from you and being admitted from you. So do let me know if that has helped somehow, if you've been feeling any of those sensations or experiences, to come back into your own frame, release what is not yours, let it go compassionately with understanding, and that understanding being important. That's now taking me to something else. If I find it here that I saved on my phone, give me a moment, please. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me, for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing so far. What are you doing on this 7-7 portal? I think I took a picture of that. There's something on how you can't understand that you're in a prison if you think you're free. And this all being related to the mental energy of how sometimes it's stepping out of certain energies or environments or situations that we truly get to realign with our truth, is what's coming to me. And that when we're around certain people, or we perpetuate the same habits and have the same routines and the same thought forms that we tend to relay every day, having the same thoughts, we don't get to see another perspective or to come back into our own truth and into our own energies. And how this is a huge theme I'd written down for meditative practices and feeling it the last couple of days of this portal, of having the opportunity to get clear one and to align with your own truth. And the reason why I've gone through that auric field interference and cleansing and clearing is so that you can come back into or feel clearer on who you are, your truth, and in your own energy, not being influenced or affected or swayed, weakened in any way by outer interferences that could be impacting you somehow in your mental energy, in your emotional states, in your vibration, in your vibrational frequency, which is creating your reality. It's so important that you maintain an attitude that you prefer. And I'm putting my hand up to this and saying that my attitude was a bit chilly this morning myself, like just getting it, I was just feeling this bubbling up of almost like an irritability or an anxiousness or a frustration in me. And I just knew, like, I need to get into nature. I went for a walk in nature, and it helps so much in cleansing and deliberately, intentionally knowing, this is just some interference or just something to be cleansed or something to be witnessed and just given compassion and love and grace to, that you just have understanding of, this is just a human experience and it's passing, it's fleeting, it's all okay. I get to be aware and to choose the feeling state and the thought forms that I prefer, and to calibrate back to that because I know it serves me and it benefits me in this game of life as it does for you. And I seen this image earlier that I wanted to share. I wanted to share the quote, and I thought this is perfect and to mention it in this video. It's never rude to interrupt your false self. I absolutely love that. It was shared by Jeff Brown, just to give credit because it's not mine. And I just love that idea. It's never rude to interrupt your false self when you just notice, oh, I'm being in that program again. I'm entertaining an older version of me. I'm entertaining older thoughts or emotions that don't benefit me, that don't feel good, that are not taking me on the track or in the direction of where it truly wants to be, what I want to be experiencing, and what I want to be creating and expanding on. And how this delulu until it becomes true, it can be flipped the other way to say, no, I'm shedding what's false so that I reclaim and am, and I'm in the energy of what is true, which is fullness and wholeness and abundance and truth and beauty and love and joy and bliss, as those higher vibrational states are actually more the truth of your spirit and your essence, and who you're here to be, what you're here to create, what you're here to experience in love and in joy and expansion. And anything that constricts, that makes you contract or makes you dim down or play small, how you may be doing that yourself through you not allowing yourself to go bigger and bolder and taking bigger action steps, yet in an energy of that divine feminine of less is more and being more receptive at the same time, to move from the energy of the God force. Wholeness allows you to receive the results that are more in alignment with you, with clarity, ease, and flow. I'm just checking my notes to see if there's anything else there that I wanted to mention. That your intuition is always speaking to you, and energy doesn't lie. You'll always know what is for you through how it feels in your body, and to be particularly mindful of patterns, that it's not a one-off event where you may feel this is instincts, this is something primal that's kicking in, because there's a difference between instinct and intuition, in where you feel something is coming online in your body almost to safeguard or protect you. And it may be a coping mechanism or protective mechanism based on previous stories or narratives or remembrances of trauma or even past life phobias, fears, or things that are there because the body can store that, unless it's witnessed or alchemized, purged, released, understood, and all of those things. Yet your intuition picks up on the subtleties of the repetition and patterns, and is always guiding you on the correct path. And where we can do ourselves a disservice is when we shut that down and don't listen to it, or not in tune with our own bodies, or not fully listening. The 7-7 portal is inviting you to listen to what your body is calling for. So to loop back again, this is a bit scattered, apologies. To loop back again in how I mentioned that I felt my attitude was off this morning and I went for a walk. Another thing that I had done was fall back into an old pattern of wanting something to come through and checking on it. And in the energy of checking and checking, you're repelling because you're in an energy of not being in certainty, not trusting, not in the energy of you already have it, it's already here. You're looking and you're perpetuating doubt, mistrust, disbelief, lack, all of, and it's like, no. We're fine. It's here. Everything is working for my benefit. Everything is working in my favor. And what I had done to interrupt that false narrative and program was just get in the pool. My body is saying, I just want to have some fun. I was aware of how like I'm feeling something I don't want to be feeling. And I'd written that down to ask you for your own practice and to take this forward with you. Whenever you're feeling that you're experiencing something that you don't want to be feeling, you can be aware, you can have compassion for yourself, you can give yourself some human kindness, you can hold a container for it, you can allow it to be, and you can choose to shift and say, I'm changing my energy because it's an act of self-love. It's an act of self-discipline for my frequency, for my growth, my expansion, for my health and well-being, for my harmony, for to maintain a glow about me in my aura, and how that is what is magnetic and that is what is attracting to me more of what I prefer. I don't want to be in a funk. I accept I'm in a funk. I hold space for this funk. I give love, I pour love on this funk, whatever it may be. And then you can shift and take a different action or allow yourself to step away or breathe or do breath work or do 20 jumping jacks, listening to some music to just kind of jumpstart something else in your system so that you're taken into an energy that you prefer, and you always have the opportunity and the free will and the choice, the power of choice to do that, to allow yourself to feel more of what you do prefer, so that you're creating from that version of you that you get to claim and be. So the abundance that you're activating on this 7-7 portal feels more expansive within you and is guiding you into an energy of less is more, of allowing that divine feminine rising within you and being more restful and more relaxed in your body, with grace and appreciation and gratitude in your attitude, knowing that what you require and desire is already here and accessible and available to you. It's simply you being in the energetic field of receiving it with openness, with clarity, with certainty, with trust, with confidence, with faith, with allowing your small steps to compound, knowing that your journey is right on time, perfect timing. You just get to be the frequency. You get to enjoy the process step by step along the way. Another thing to mention is disagreeableness. Disagreeableness. Being disagreeable, I'm going to say, I can't even say it, excuse me. On the path to following your dream and being the vibration that you prefer, you may find that you're met with some resistance and you're finding some people don't like that, or you find that you may be the villain in some other people's story, the narrative of you, since you're breaking out of older patterns of wanting to be liked or validated by anybody else, wanting anybody else's approval. You're no longer needing that. You're no longer needing anyone else to validate you, to approve of you, to respect what you do, to like who you are, to agree with your decisions and choices, whatever it may be. And on the pathway to crafting and cultivating and creating more of your heaven within you and in your reality, there's a need to embrace and accept being the villain in someone else's story. How that may disappoint someone else, and how it's important to place greater importance on not disappointing yourself. If that had been your background in people pleasing, in being overly empathetic and overextending yourself and overgiving, that there's something about this portal asking you to retreat and to take energy back in, so that you are pouring into yourself and pouring into what truly aligns for you, which is getting the best version of you, which does benefit other people in terms of the impacts that you can create and what you can share and the value that you can extend from you, from a better attitude, from a better way of thinking and a better vibration, and how you can truly uplift and inspire and support others and be in an energy of expansiveness. And the world needs more of that. So let me know if that one's resonating for you in allowing yourself to disappoint someone if it means it's in service of something greater, and that is even something beyond you. That this is the time to go in on the dream and remaining loyal to yourself, no longer disappointing yourself and coming back in your seat of power, following what is true for you in your own truth. Cards, I got cut there, but anyway, I was going to go through some cards that had come through, and they are the changes here, that this is, whether you want to see it as a portal or not, and it's calibration within, it's a recalibration happening within you. You can choose to believe that a positive change is on the horizon, that you're moving forward. You see from this card, like moving out of any doom and gloom, and this can be the mental states of negativity and thinking, into believing in the sun shining for you, in believing in this being a new opportunity, a new pathway forward, and you can elevate yourself in vibration, allow yourself to be carried over. And this was like when I was in the pool this morning, I was just kind of raising myself and just allowing myself to kind of be carried by the water. And I felt this giving over, this I surrender, I allow myself to be carried, I trust in the flow, this internal dialogue, to really watch your internal dialogue. That Uranus in Gemini energy is a real invitation for that, and affects transportation, communications, various sectors, and that in innovation as well, but particularly related to communication. And you could feel some breakthroughs are coming through sharing your truth, through being open and receptive to other people's truth, that being key in moving forward and where connections align or do not align, and how you, this is coming quite strongly, and I've been feeling this myself personally in my own life, in people cannot know who you are unless you speak your truth. And that is unique and personal to you. And there's the truth in terms of your tangible reality and your circumstances and what may be your human reality truth that you may be wanting to alter or modify somehow in a process of inner transformation and change, and in believing in positivity and believing in growth and transformation being available to you and being accessible, and wanting to be in your delulu till it's truly Lulu, and therefore perhaps escaping, avoiding, denying, negating what is actually there in your reality, in wanting to line up with what you're manifesting. Let me know if that one is resonating for you, because there's the truth of your humanity, and then there's the truth of the divine self and the higher self, and aligning with that. And this inner calibration that you're experiencing on the 7-7 is really helping you move forward into greater lightness, and getting the energy of how it's Sirius gateway or portal, and how it was taking me to the energy of Osho and seriousness, and how he often was saying that we didn't come here to be so serious about things, that we're meant to be light in our energy and in our bodies, light in our thought forms, light in our emotions, light in our actions, in our moods, in our attitude, and bringing lightness to things and seeing the cosmic funny. And I did have this moment earlier on when I was feeling that energy of frustration or questioning. I had to zoom out of like, okay, so what's the potential cosmic funny here? To just inject lightness into it. And this awareness is zooming out to see the bigger picture and to choose the higher, lighter states is the change within you, is you changing your energy and therefore seeing the shift in your reality and how you see how you can actually change that. So as I had mentioned earlier, I was looking and seeking something and repelling it, and it was not there. I went and I did something else. I took myself away. I stopped giving it so much attention and importance, bringing myself back to the law of balance and reclaiming a harmony and flow within my energy. So I was not in resistance. And then it just shows up. And it's literally your changed energy changes the dynamic, and you start to see how you're so much more powerful in doing that, in manipulating energy in that way, in how you manipulate your own energy. Not that you're looking to manipulate other people or circumstances outside of you, but working with your own energy so that you can allow yourself to feel in greater health and well-being and harmonious, and therefore circumstances and situations in your reality do flow better because you're in better flow within you, having manipulated, if you even want to use that word, your own energy to change your energy, and then change what is going on in your reality. And this is how you are initiated into being the high priestess of stepping up and leading yourself and claiming and following your own leadership from within you. That feels, I'm getting a lot of energy flood through me right now in how you're truly being asked to step into a leadership role and to be a creator on a whole new level in ways that may not feel comfortable to you. I'm really feeling that myself right here, right now. It may not feel comfortable being stretched to a new level, because with greater truth and light comes greater power and responsibility. And it may be, if this resonates with you, do let me know where I'm at, people. If you're feeling somehow that you've been holding yourself back or self-sabotaging yourself or procrastinating because there's a knowing in you that if you go to your next level, there seems to be an assumption that there will be greater demand placed on you, or expectations, or more responsibilities or requirements, which is going to require you to give even more of yourself or more of your attention and energy, and how you may feel stretched. Here's the invitation for you to change your way of thinking And to say, what if it gets to be lighter? What if it's not that serious? What if you have support? What if there are blessings there that you can't yet see? What if, yes, you go bigger and more people come towards you and you are helped and supported? What if you can change your way of thinking to allow yourself to be elevated and to truly step into the leadership role? This requires a surrender to that and allowing, while you also take the actions in alignment. I'm going to call out the energy of surrender, which came up in the angel card messages. Whatever you resist in life persists. And if that is your leadership, this is the sign to allow that flow and to step up. Ask your angels to help you dissolve all the resistances of your ego, the inner conflict and struggle, the rigid mindsets and habits, so they can flood your life with higher truth and joy. This really feels the energy of this day. When you surrender to the guidance of your higher self, all the energy you've been using in resistance becomes available to you. Vitality, inner peace, harmony, and most of all, love are your spiritual rewards. So flow with the pace of life, relax and tune in. Then follow the guidance of your intuition, knowing that the angels support you at all times. The affirmation says, I surrender to the flow of life. It's guided to bring a proof of my own book, which still is not out there just yet. Final bits of work that I'm doing on that now, and more is coming soon. But I was just guided and prompted to take what I do have here and to read out a prayer of surrender to divine expression, which is to the rear of this book, in ways that the prompts or questions here may guide you in meditative experience, in journaling, in tuning in and relaxing and being with yourself towards the end of this day, to truly allow that recalibration and surrender and trust in knowing and flow as you move forward. My guardian angels, ascended masters and ancestors of the highest light and intention, and all who would commune with me to realize the plan of my divine presence, the highest good of all. I ask you to express your words, concepts, and energies through me as a divine vessel, a sacred instrument, so that I may evolve on my own journey in service to humanity by way of uplifting and raising the vibration of the planet in ways that delight me in mind, body, and spirit, and finances as that applies to you. It's written here. Channel through me, inspire me, speak and let your words and energy flow to come down on my pages through my voice and creations as I willingly and lovingly give myself over to communication and creation of the highest good and light. Thank you for being here and always assisting me on my journey. As I journal, I allow the words to flow, filling the space on my paper so that your words can be conveyed, received, and delivered. As I speak, I consciously switch like an inner gear from egoic me to my divine self, allowing the highest good to be spoken through me for my greatest good and joy and that of all. I ask you to reveal any insights or clarity that can guide me in this now moment. Here's an opportunity for you to reflect and to journal on these and see what your intuition is speaking to you. What does my soul desire at this point of my evolutionary journey? How may I embody a more elevated and evolved version of me in mind, body, and spirit? How may I create in a way that serves beyond simple egoic desires, creating a positive ripple effect for others? How may I better integrate and or release any self-judgment and that of others to transmute and transform, alchemize all into higher love? What can I do right now, today, to take me closer to the vision in my heart that serves the greater good? What messages would you have me share that may uplift or benefit others? How can I be even more loving and accepting of myself and others in ways that benefit my evolving expression, creations, and contribution in life and now? Thank you, my spirit team, for your presence, healing energy, love, and insights. I remain open and choose to embody the energy and intention of I am. You are. I hope that this supports you somehow in your meditative practice and in gaining clarity and insights in divine alignment on this 7/7 day. Let me check if there's anything else that I had written down there. Discernment is another thing, apart from that disagreeable concept that I had mentioned. And I'd also written down to the side there is to stop micromanaging the universe. When you allow and just flow and see the cosmic funny and laugh and allow yourself to feel lighter in your energy, you can feel things flow and become more harmonious and allow more to come to you in ease, in that restfulness and relaxation. So discernment comes to me as a final thing to talk about, and to discern not from a point of judgment where you may be judging others or other energies, or excuse me, seeing anything as bad or wrong, or being in an energy that will be berating you or self-punishing, yet to distinguish and discern in your intuition what is serving your expansion and your vision and your joy, what is allowing your energy to flow and to open, and what is constricting or dimming it down, and how you can take accountability for how you may do this with yourself whenever you fall into the energies of fear, worry, doubt, questioning. This is where you give over to and guide it to this card again, to the negative thought forms, and pull yourself out of that alignment, which is more in the light and in truth and in lightness of being, and to follow more of what uplifts, supports, excites, benefits you and your vision and mission, to stay on track with that while giving understanding, grace, and compassion to the existence of this, the existence of darkness, the existence of things that you may not prefer in your reality. And if you hold space for acceptance and compassion and love for that, the more harmonious your energy can be, and the more you truly can move forward without being in the energy of judgment or criticism or bitterness or resentment or anything that would have the potential to lower your vibration and create energetic blockages that may hold you back from truly moving forward in the ways that you deserve to, in lightness and freedom and liberation and love and expansiveness. And you should want that for yourself, for how it benefits your health and well-being, and truly brings a spark of inner joy in your energy. If you'd like to step into empowerment coaching, to receive a personalized reading with me, to receive energy healing or attunements to Reiki, to activate that next level from you in your energy field, I'd be very happy to connect with you. If you'd like to send me an email, you can check out my website in the description below to see my course reviews and from what they said, because it's better to hear it from someone else than simply from me. But thank you for listening. Wishing you a beautiful, meditative, journaling, reflective experience as you relax and tune in and follow the truth that is true for you, focusing on positivity, positive thoughts, and what takes you forward in the direction that you desire, require, and get to enjoy and expand. Sending you lots of love. Thank you again for listening, and see you in the next one.